Hello, here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. In the previous episode, we obtained the key to the next dungeon, we climbed the waterfall, forgot to destroy the waterfall, climbed the waterfall again, and now we're to go behind the waterfall. Yay! The Okami of Law! There's a waterfall behind it, there's a secret. I said that backwards, and I also said the Okami of Law. I'm an idiot! Let's continue onwards. Level 4, Angler's Tunnel. So, I'm gonna get this out of the way right now, so that we don't complain about it later. But, I'm gonna be completely honest, of all the dungeons in this game, this one is my least favorite. It's not a bad dungeon. It doesn't have like an egregious gameplay element or anything like that. It's actually a pretty fun one. But, what ruins it for me is this god-awful song. It's literally just the cave music, just sped up. And the cave music itself can already be a bit tiring to listen to after a while. Excuse me, after a while. But they speed it up, and so it repeats even faster. And this is a dungeon, so we're going to be here for a while? I'm not fond of that. And it's a shame too, because the rest of the dungeon music in this game is pretty awesome. But just this one is so bad, it ruins the dungeon for me. And I feel bad, because otherwise this is a pretty epic dungeon. And the layout for this one, it looks like a fish. Do we have enough bombs? Yes, we do. Sweet. Alright. Oh, we can enter something cool. So, just like we did the Pegasus boost and the Rock's Feather, we can also combine arrows and bombs to make bomb arrows! Yay! I am not in a good spot. I need to jump immediately. There we go. That's a little nerve-wracking. You got a small key. You can open a locked door. The darker parts of the water are gonna be they're gonna be deeper into the ground. So yeah, the lighter parts, the water tiles, are gonna. I put the bomb down already. Shut up, game. Fine, we'll throw it over there. How you feel about that? What do you think about that, you punk? You fool? You fool! You got a small key, you can open a locked door. Yeah, the brighter parts of the water are going to be more shallow, so you can walk across that more easily, but the darker parts, yeah, we can't swim across that. It's rather unfortunate indeed. So, a bit of a fun story I have about this dungeon. I replayed this game a lot when I was a kid, but even then, I still get some parts of the game mixed up every now and then. And one specific puzzle that appears in the next dungeon, this was a Mandela effect that I just kept having whenever I replayed this game as a kid. I think I played this game about like 10 times or so before like we lost the first copy that we had of this game. So across those 10 plus playthroughs or whatever, this is one specific puzzle. I don't want to say exactly what the puzzle is for, because it's going to spoil something we'll see in the next dungeon. But I kept thinking that puzzle was in this dungeon. And so I'd like to look around everywhere for it, because I'm thinking I'm be super smart, and I'd be like, alright, this is the time. I'm going to remember exactly what we need to do. It's going to be super epic and awesome. But then I get to the dungeon and I don't see it anywhere. So then I think, okay, maybe I just imagined it. Maybe that puzzle doesn't actually exist. And then I'll go to the next dungeon, and I get so confused trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. So eventually I asked my sister Meanie Beanie for help with this. I was like, hey, can you help me with this dungeon? I can't figure it out for the life of me. And then she was like, oh, do you remember what I told you about the torches? I was like, oh, I did know that. I just thought I was in the previous dungeon. I'm being a little bit vague about the actual puzzle itself, but when we get to the next dungeon, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, something I don't have a definitive answer for. The piece of power still spawns even after we get the red tunic. Does that power stack? Like, it's on their own. The red tunic and the piece of power, they give you ×2 attack. But does it stack? Do we get ×4 if we have Piece of Power and the red tunic? I don't have a definitive answer on this. If anybody knows, please let me know. The thing is, I don't think it actually matters that much. Well, first of all, right here. Yeah, it's underwater, we can't grab it, which is unfortunate. So, yeah. A lot of the enemies in the game actually don't have a whole lot of health, so it doesn't really make a big difference if it does stack or not, but it is something that I am curious about. The glint of the tile will be your guide. Alright, let's head back over here. It is super satisfying seeing enemies just go flying like this. We are probably going to be changing tunics out in between before we get to the next dungeon, though, so we're not going to see the red tunic for long, which is a little bit on the unfortunate side. Hi, Nightmare Key, how you doing? Can we jump across this? Oh my god! Oh yeah! I never thought to try that before! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Never mind, it's not as sequence breaking as I thought. I thought I discovered like some super awesome sequence break, but no, it's actually not that exciting at all. Well, it was a little exciting because I never tried that before, so but yeah, we learned something new. We learn something new every day, except on Tuesdays. You got a small key. You can open a locked door. Oh my god, the Ruby count! The Ruby count is 304! Ah, yeah! Okay, a fun story. 304 is one of my favorite numbers of all time, and there's a very, very stupid reason why. So, growing up, when we were like super little kids, where do I start with this story? So, there were 4 of us. There was my mom and my 3 sisters, and we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. So, we moved into this place. My sister and I, we were still within the age where it would be okay for us to share a room. But then, okay, but this part right here. This is like the best speedrun thing ever. Just jump over him and then you can like conquer your destiny. Oh, we didn't do it right that time. Yay! That was so fun. I want to do it again. I want to do it again. I want to do it again. Let's do it again. Oh, no, I messed up. Oh no, I want to do this flawlessly. Let's do this flawlessly. Yay! That's the best I can do. Oh, 304 is gone. That's sad. But yeah, so we were at the age where it just didn't make sense for us to like share a bedroom anymore. We were getting older and things like that. So what we did was that my older sister, she still got the bedroom, and we moved my stuff into the dining room because we all just ate our food in the living room anyway, so we didn't really need the dining room anymore. We put up a curtain up there for me to have like privacy and things like that. And for this next part of the story to make sense, you should know that we were all really bad about going to bed at a reasonable time. And we were all staying up super late, and my sister was insisting that I get all my stuff out of the room and into the dining room before the end of the night, before we all go to bed and things like that. At this point at night, it's 3 in the morning. I think we were watching movies or something like that, super late, like way later than we should have. But we were watching movies all night, and at this point, okay, pausing the story for a moment because, like the owl statue said earlier, we want to follow the tile shiny things. Yeah, we messed up on that. So if you touch another tile out of order, then it's gonna be messed up. But we did it! Yay! That just opens the door. But also, yeah, I didn't acknowledge it. We got the flippers! We can swim! Yay! Oh, man. So much of the world has just opened up to us. It is amazing. So much of the world has opened up to us. Press the B button to dive underwater to avoid enemies, and it's super epic and awesome. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, remember the pattern that we did a moment ago? Go like that, and then do my stuff already. Alright, you need to get out of the way. Whee! I always want to know if it's possible to do this without the flippers. I always try, but I never can make it work. So if I can finish my story, it's around, we're all staying up super late watching movies and things like that, and my sister is insisting that I get all my stuff out of the bedroom before we all go to bed. And at one point, she just turns to me and she's all like, alright, you have until 3 a.m. to get your stuff out of my room. She turns to my mom and she's like, wait, hold on a second, what time is it? And my mom, not skipping a beat or anything like that, just not, she doesn't look up from her computer. She just has like a really mischievous grin on her face. And so the exchange goes something along the lines of, you have until 3 a.m. to get your stuff out of my bedroom. Wait, what time is it? 3:04? Just the way that she said it, it's just burned into my brain forever. It's so good. It was so good. This next treasure chest we're going to be grabbing, I'm going to be honest, this is the one that I always forget about. Thankfully I remembered it this time around, but yeah, I always forget about this one. It's kind of out of the way, you have to backtrack to grab it again, so that's not the most ideal situation in the world. Heading back over in this direction. It's now time for us to get that key that we couldn't get a moment ago. Ain't that exciting? Whee! So there's not really a point in this game where we can do this, but one thing I love doing whenever I play video games where we can swim underwater, I love holding my breath to see if I would survive the situation. So, like, let's say that we're going over this way and we dive underwater, and we go... Yeah, like, I'd hold my breath to see if I would survive whatever is going on in the movie or the game or whatever. It's just such a silly thing I always love doing. Now, something I want to try. Normally, we're supposed to use that key to go into this area, but I want to try something else. We tried that thing a moment ago. It was a bit of a sequence break. Ah! Sequence break, bitches! Yes! Yes! Oh, we can beat this dungeon with an extra key! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! I'm gonna demonstrate this anyway, just so we can, for the sake of demonstrating it. I never thought to try this before, but it's totally possible to finish Angler's key with an to finish Angler's tunnel with an extra key. That is amazing. That is awesome. Big word car. Drive with me and drive with big word car. I'm gonna drive the whole day long. This is the easiest boss ever. Nothing compares to this. Like, look, he's already dead. This is such a nothing boss fight. And something really funny is that if you leave the screen, you can fight him over and over again. He just comes back to life. Just don't pick up the heart container. You can refight this guy as many times as you want. Oh man, like, this is going by even faster because we have the red tunic, but even if we had like the blue tunic or anything like that, this thing, I could still finish this guy in less than a minute. Blurp, blurp, chugga, chugga, big red car. Blurp, 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 big red car. Gonna drive the whole day long. I guess we'll finally move on. No one can blame you for walking away. Now, before we actually pick up the instrument, I'm gonna go in my photo album real quick because something really funny happened. So going back into the Scary Demon Dungeon, something really funny happened when I was just messing around with this the other day. I was trying to get like a good Scary Demon Dungeon layout for whenever Marin would be following us, and this happens. If you play this song, You'll make everything around you feel more alive. That's not what he's usually supposed to say, but the fact that we actually get to see this guy in such a glitchy format is amazing. But now it's time to finally claim our sweet, sweet reward. And get out of the tunnel of the crappy music. You've got the surf harp. Bay. Your road goes into the bay.